Hi everybody, welcome to GamerGuys.com AirBuccaneers official strategy guide video tutorials. My name's Andrew Mills and I'm the author of the guide, and today I'm going to be taking you through how to fly the ship's captain class as a beginner from rank 1 and how you can still be good and do well even against some really high rank players. So in this instance, the most important thing you need to remember when you're flying a ship is keep it steady. Your team, your cannoneers need a good steady shot, and if you're flying wildly all over the place, their shots are going to go absolutely everywhere, especially if you're using a cannonball. Your rockets can be adjusted on the fly, as you see here, but ultimately you want to keep your angles where possible steady. You will have to fight the wind on the smaller ships such as the cog, as you've just seen, but generally subtle taps left and right to keep your ship as steady as possible. Now once you've got yourself broadside to your chosen enemy, use the right click to highlight to the cannoneer what shot you're going for, who your target is. That allows them to focus on the right enemy. This is important because, as you can see now, I select the right boost and I start boosting right towards the enemy to get closer to reduce the distance so the cannoneer doesn't have as much work to do, but I keep the angle the same, I keep the ship steady, and it keeps the shots on target. And you as a captain, that's one of your most important things to do. Keep it steady, pick your targets, and find the smoothest route to the target. Now, as I realise we're getting closer, I ask him to use the flamer. There's a 7-second fuse on the flamer, which gives me 7 seconds to get to the target ship. We do that here. Flamer takedown, job done, enemies down. We can move on to the next one quite comfortably. Now the next shot is all about a kamikaze takedown primarily. You can take these guys down before they get to you, and that's obviously really recommended to do. Killer here, he tries a slightly more risky tactic of using the flamer. I go for the rockets, which is generally preferred option of taking kamikazes down. The reason you don't want to take them down too often with the flamer, as happened here, the kamikaze will explode near your ship. If you're not on a battleship and you're on something smaller like a cog, it will blow you off your ship. It won't destroy your ship, it won't kill you, but it will blow you off your ship, which means you need to be really quick to rope back on again. On a battleship, it doesn't blow you as far, which is good. Thankfully, we stayed on the ship after that attack. Now what I do is I show you how you have to switch on the fly from captain to support, bearing in mind there's only 2 of us on a battleship that usually has 3, 4 or more players on it. We can still successfully manage flying a battleship, and you can still provide support to the cannoneer. The reason you can do this is it's a 15-second recharge after every boost on a battleship. That gives you 15 seconds to provide support, make any slight adjustments on your ship steering, as you see here, just to account for any wind, so you're not flying around in circles. It keeps your cannoneer shots. You can, if you want, obviously jump on a cannon with your colleague. You can then play hopscotch between cannons, as you see here, and you can support both sets of fuses, or adjust the angle as necessary. But you do not need a full set of people on a battleship if you keep everything steady and smooth. Now, unfortunately, in this instance, we are going to die very shortly. We don't manage to take down our opponent, but we do manage to get some shots off. Just to prove to you that it can be done. I have no perks. This is like rank 2. There's no perks whatsoever. We die there, but at least it can be done, which is the most important thing. As you can see, top of the leaderboard, rank 1, really mainly playing as captain. This clip is a little bit more about evading people behind you. It's about spatial awareness and remembering that you need to keep an eye as a captain around you at all times so nobody sneaks up from you behind. Thankfully, we've a really good cannoneer on board who takes them out with the flamer just before they manage to take us out, but they do manage to do quite a bit of damage with their flamer, and in about 5-10 seconds we are actually dead, though we've cut from that. But again, spatial awareness is important. This clip primarily focuses on the fact that you can fly a battleship on your own successfully, and you can take an enemy ship down on your own. Ideally you'd be doing this in a cog, but if this is all you've got, then you make the best of what you've got. One thing you can do is line up your cannon, and as you're getting ready to fire, you can then adjust the angle of your cannons by moving the ship. In this instance, the cog is really close. I managed to get the rockets off. The rockets take out the ship, but we also get boarded. So one of the things you need to be on the fly with and really quickly appreciate is that you get your blocker out as soon as you're boarded, latch back on in this instance, fire from underneath the ship or on top of the ship to stop the grenades from going. Unfortunately, I got hacked to death, but still top of the leaderboard as a rank 2 player up there against other ranks. Now, I have a nice little attack here. Jew Santa, one of the veteran players of the game, tries to board the ship. Luckily, I managed to hack him to death before he uses his preferred tactic of blowing your ship to pieces with grenades. And believe me, he's really good at doing that. So I was quite chuffed to manage to hack him down before he done any real damage to the battleship. But once again, you know, I'm on my own. And it just shows you can defend, you can captain well. It just needs to be steady, you need to be aware, provide support when possible, and just be a little bit flexible in your flying. Hope that was a help.